Hello, everyone. I'm Shivansh Gupta, and my presentation is on the Hagia Sophia. So, the Hagia Sophia is a massive dome monument in Istanbul, Turkey, which was previously Constantinople under the Byzantine Empire. It was built from 532 to 537 AD under the Emperor Justinian I, and it is one of the world's most iconic buildings. So, it really is a building shaped by history. It has survived a lot, has survived wars, earthquakes, and has been through multiple conversions. So originally it was constructed as a cathedral or a church. Then after the Ottomans took over, it was turned into a mosque. And then around 1935 or so, it was converted into a museum for the public to see, where you could see both, Islamic and Christian art. And then back in 2020, it was converted to a mosque again. While people can still visit, it's still, mainly used as a place of worship. So, Justinian I, basically he wanted to rebuild the city after like the capital after the Nika riots, which destroyed a lot of buildings and a lot of churches and stuff. So, and he wanted like a really grand, like beautiful cathedral. And it was around this part under his reign where the Byzantine architectural golden age started. Um, so during this time, he hired and Antiphimus and Isidore um, for as architects, and they're not traditional builders, but they're mathematicians, and they were trying to attempt something like daring and something really new, and they reinvented like constructing the dome, and as one of the first major use of pendentives. So one of the most famous features of the Hagia Sophia and the style of architecture is the dome. So the central dome is about 180 feet tall, and has a lot of windows, creating this like divine and like beautiful heavenly glow. And the way it's constructed, it appears like the dome is like suspended. And yeah, so inside of the building, it has decorations from both cultures, but it has a lot of Christian-based mosaics such as ones of Jesus, Mary, different saints, and they use very colorful stones and geometric patterns, which you can see here, and it gives it like a luxurious feeling. And then when it later became a mosque, Islamic calligraphy and other decorations were added, and there were, instead of images of people, because those aren't used in Islamic worship, and they also added a few other things that were a part of their culture and their religion. So, in 1453, there's the Ottoman conquest, um, and then Mehmed the Second is the one that actually converted it to a mosque, and they added a mihrab, minibar, and minarets. The minarets are like the four like pillar things that you see around them, um, and they did this to make it align with their religion. And a lot of the mosaics there actually were covered, and they weren't destroyed; they were actually preserved. Um, by the Ottomans. So it shows they respected it and added their own features, but they didn't like defile the building. And the Hagia Sophia actually um went on to inspire a lot of mosques in like the area, including the Suleiman and the Blue Mosque are just a few of them, but inspired a lot more. And Mimar Sinan, he's the one he an architect, but he actually designed the Suleimani Mosque, and this sort of created like an architectural family tree of like a lot of mosques and buildings that were based on the construction um, of the Hagia Sophia. And later in history, architects from Europe and other places in the Middle East also copied and got inspired by this style of architecture. So in 1935, under the leadership of Mustafa Kemal Ataturk, who's the founder of modern-day Turkey, he decided that there's a secular reform, and he decided um, that the Hagia Sophia should become a museum for all to see. And it was like his goal of creating a more secular and like modern nation, and to not be seen as like old and trapped by rules. So, as a museum, the building was meant to be shared by everyone and not just one religion. And many people from around the world, tourists, scholars, historians, have visited the Hagia Sophia to study its art, its history, its architecture. And this is a time that helped the Hagia Sophia gain global, like fully global recognition. So then, a few years back in 2020, the building was actually reconverted into a mosque. So while tourists can still go and visit it, believe it's about $20 to $30 for a ticket. And I'm pretty sure it is free for Muslims who want to worship there. Um, it is now mainly used as a place of worship rather than a museum. And this building really is like a symbol of just like changing eras. Like the building is able to adapt and conform to the culture around it. And it is also part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, which protects it, and it includes Istanbul's um, historic areas. So the Hagia Sophia today, um, as previously said, it is a World Heritage Site, and even though it is a mosque again, it still is a place where people from all around the world can learn about the past, and even you yourself could go and visit it, see how the light is, the domes are, just the amount of history um, that is in there. And like it is in a way like a timeline carved into stone, showing how we as humans um, adapt and reinterpret the world around us. So, as previously said, it is like a bridge through time. It has outlived um, different empires, and it just shows enduring human creativity and the connection between cultures. So, in conclusion, the Hagia Sophia is one of the greatest monuments ever built, in my opinion. And its architecture changed history and, you know, the architecture around it. Its religious roles influenced many, many people, from it being a church to a mosque to a museum. And, through every change, the Hagia Sophia is still a masterpiece and a reminder of what we humans can create. Thank you very much.